Hey guys, so I'm kind of getting dragged on Blue Sky right now for this take that I had a few days ago. Not just from the right, but also from people claiming to be on the left, which was sort of surprising to me. Just to let you know, a few years ago, I was living in a predominantly black neighborhood, and I was walking down the street with my wife, who's black, and we get stopped by this burglar who pulls out a gun and says, "If you don't call her the N word right now, I'm gonna kill her." And so I say, "No, I'm not gonna do that. I love black people." Well, apparently it was a test or something because he gave me money. $6,000. And so I go to the police immediately and I talk to the detective, and the detective says that's bullshit. That didn't happen. You're making this up for attention. And he takes the $6,000 and doesn't even file a report. So I go home, but my wife is nowhere to be seen. So I look around and I find her ring on the bed next to a note that says, "I'm leaving you for the burglar because you're not a real man and he is." So I go to pawn the ring and I take it to the pawn shop, and the owner says, "Sir, this ring is a fake." And I ask, "How is that possible?" And he says, "Sir, I have no answers. You have to get out of my store." So I go to a bar and I sit down and I order a blowjob, which is a drink, and the guy next to me snorts. So I turn to him like, "Buddy, are we gonna have a problem?" But then I see it's the burglar. I say, "You motherfucker, you stole my wife, you stole my family." And he starts crying. He says, "You're right, man. I can see that now. I can see that I only loved her for her body and for her mind. But what you two share is a spirit." So I leave the bar just feeling amazing. And it's at that moment that I see the most beautiful Chinese woman I've ever seen in my entire life. And we hit it off immediately. Soon I forget all about my wife and about the burglar and the detective who wouldn't believe me. I'm in love again for what feels like the first time ever. So we're walking down the street and we get stopped by this burglar, and he pulls out a gun and he says, "If you don't pull your eyes back and do a funny Chinese accent, I'm going to kill her." And I know how this goes, and I can't afford to lose her. So guys, I pull my eyes back and I do buck teeth and I start dancing around. I hike my pants up. I'm saying slurs that I've only read about. And I'm making all the noises too. Everyone is stunned. The burglar, he pulls off his mask and says, "Sir, this was a prank." And I look to my left, and 6 feet away, there's a cameraman. So I ask, "Is this live?" "Yes, sir. We are live in New York Times Square." So let that be a lesson to all of you.